Hi, Brad and Pamela from Wellness Within, here to help you stress less and thrive. Welcome to our fifth video in our series on how to help you reduce your stress naturally. Now today, perhaps more than ever, it's important for us to strengthen our immune system. And how do we do that? Well, we reduce our stress, which by the way manifests itself in the form of negative emotions. Now in the last video, we introduced and modeled a simple yet effective technique that could help you reduce your negative emotions in moments. It's called EFT, or Emotional Freedom Techniques, otherwise known as tapping. Now what's as effective, or maybe more effective, than tapping along with someone else using their words is to tap on your own using your words. Yet, in our experience, we find that many people hesitate to tap on their own because they don't know what to say.
That's really true, Brad. And so in today's video, we're going to be answering three important questions to help the beginner tapper to get started. The first question is, what do I say? Okay. How do I say it? And the third question is, how do I know it's working? So let's start with what to say. Begin tapping on the truth, on what's going on for you emotionally and physically. And for example, you might tap on being feeling fearful or being worried. And many times people ask, well, why do I even focus on the negative? And the reason is that in tapping, what we are looking to do is to shift that negative energy. So that's why we focus on the negative. Using why or because along with that emotion allows you to be more specific. It allows you to really think of what it is that is going on for you specifically. For example, I'm worried because I really don't have control over what other people do.
Okay, so question number 2 is, how do I say it? Well, we start off by, again, mentioning what the problem is. I'm worried, I'm fearful, and why, or because. So the example may be, I get worried because I feel I'm going to get sick when I go out into public. And we start that sentence with the words, even though. Even though I'm worried that when I go out in public, I'm going to get sick. And we end that particular statement with a balancing phrase. We start with a negative, we end with a positive or an affirmation, such as, I honor and accept how I feel right now. So if we put those together, the beginning, which is the negative statement, the problem that we're working on, and the balancing part, the positive affirmation, it sounds like, even though I'm worried because when I go out in public, I may get contaminated or I might get sick, I honor and accept how I feel right now. So that's how we begin the tapping protocol, the tapping round. As we tap through the points, we use words from that beginning part. We use the word, I'm worried. I might get contaminated. I might get sick. So as we tap through the points, we're just going to repeat those words. I'm worried. I'm worried. I may get contaminated. I may get sick. And we just use those words. So they're already there for us from that first sentence.
Now, the third part, how do I know this is working? Well, what we want to do is test before and after tapping. And how we do that is on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is nothing, 10 is the worst it could possibly be. We rate that emotional feeling. So in this example, it was worried. How worried are you? Is it 0, which is nothing, or is it 10, the most it could possibly be? And that's what we rate before we begin the tapping. So say it's about an 8, and after a round of tapping, we want to check in on that again and see where that worry is. Has it gone down? Has it stayed the same? Or has it even gone up? And this is just information as to what the energy is doing.
I might add, it just came to me that some people may ask, why would it go up?
Mm-hmm.
If we're tapping, why would it go up?
Well, it might go up because you're actually focusing on the issue. And so often we don't tend to focus on those negative feelings. We want to push them aside. So in this, we're focusing on what is true. And so it might go up. And then if we do another round, we're informing the body, it can go down then after that. And also just want to just say that this testing, this 0 to 10, isn't an exact science. It's just a guesstimate. It's only to help you see, to gauge your progress. That's all. So how about if we model a round of what this would
Sure.
look like if you were at home? So I'm going to ask you, Brad, check in with yourself. Is there a problem, or how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Well,
About
when
you.
I think about what's going on for me, and I'm home, I'm pretty well relaxed and don't feel stressed. However, having experience going out in the past couple of days, I went to Lowe's to pick up a few things. As I went through the door, the gentleman in front of me sneezed. Immediately, my anxiety went up, and because I didn't feel I had any control about what was going on there, and I'm breathing in now certain things. So for me, I feel anxious when I think about having to go out into public.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel anxious because I don't have any control over everything. I can do certain things, sure, but I don't have control over everything. And there's a greater possibility that I will get contaminated and get sick.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about that right now, I feel a little apprehensive, a little anxious.
Okay, so can you rate how anxious you do feel right now when you think about it?
Well, when I was in Lowe's, it was about a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do it back what I felt then. It's what I'm feeling right now. So when I think
Good
about
point.
having to go out right now, I would say probably it's about a 4.
About a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, would you just demonstrate how you would deal with this then
Sure.
for people?
I'll do a model of how I would actually tap on this. And I may do this before I actually go out to Lowe's or to supermarket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would start on my karate chop and do that first sentence, even though I feel apprehensive and anxious about going out into public because I feel I may get contaminated and I might get ill and I don't have control over everything. I honor and accept how I feel right now. Would tap the start of my eyebrow. Disapprehension. Disanxiety. Not having control. I might get contaminated. I might get sick. Disanxiety. All this anxiety, just thinking about going out into public. I might get contaminated and I might get sick. Now I'm going to take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Now check in with yourself and how is that anxiety or worry for you now? It was a 4.
I can feel so much more relaxed about this thought right now. So when I think about going out, at the moment, it's hard for me to even call up the anxiety.
Mm.
So that's how quickly this can work. It often doesn't go from 4 to 0 or 10 to 0 in one round.
Right.
And there may be some other thoughts that come up for you as you're tapping that might kind of add to the worry or the anxiety or apprehension. You can just incorporate those words into what you're saying as you do the rounds. And then again, check in and do the testing at the end of a round or a series of rounds.
Mm-hmm. So today we answered 3 important questions. What do I say? Well, we focus on what's going on for you. What is the problem emotionally and physically? How do I say it? Well, you use that statement, even though I feel, because I deeply and completely honor and accept. That's how I feel right now, or some other
Version of that.
version
Yeah.
of that
Affirmation.
affirmation. Thank you. And thirdly, how do I know it's working? That's the rating the intensity before you begin tapping, and then rating the intensity following tapping. So the best thing that you can do for yourself, your emotional and physical health, is to lower your level of stress. And tapping is an effective tool to do this. So whenever you feel those negative emotions, fear, anxiety, worry, when they begin to consume you and your thoughts, then tap to calm them. Your immune system will benefit. Now you can get a copy of our tapping points, to use by simply clicking on the link below this video.
And also this video will often bring up questions that you may have, so feel free to respond to us and ask your questions. We get back to you with the answers.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen the first 4 videos, you'd like to view those, they kind of lead up to this point. You can go to our website, www.wellnesswithinct.com, and go to the blog section, and you'll find the other videos there.
So tap, keep on tapping, and we wish you health and well-being.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.